Hi, I'm Jean McDonald, and I do transitions coaching. I also help people new to caregiving to understand some basics on how to be a good caregiver, and also, most importantly, how to take care of yourself while being a caregiver. And I also bring to the table my 65 years of life experience that I hope can help you shorten your journey. You don't have to take 65 years to learn what I have, but I can share some of the techniques and tools and wisdom that I have learned over the year. Well, this series is covering 10 ways to cope with big changes. It's from an article in Psychology Today. And today's way to cope is number 3, which is keep up your regular schedule as much as possible. Now, this can be hard because when you're going through a big transition, a big change in your life, one thing that typically happens is our schedules just go out the window. Now, I've always been a person that I've not had as consistent a schedule as some people. I've always wanted to be that way, and I never seem to cope. But one thing I learned, and this really came to light 2 years ago when my brother had a seizure. I moved him from New Mexico here to Washington State to live with me. And eventually within a year we set him up in his own house. He's about a half a mile or so away, that he can take care of himself, but there's that concern about, is he going to be okay? He was going through 3 different types of medication. We didn't know what was going to control seizures. One of the medications made him suicidal. One of the medications made him very foggy. And now he's on the 3rd medication. He's very clear. He seems to be doing well, although his doctor just noted that his cognitive impairment has gotten a bit worse. So we've got to keep an eye on him. And at first, it just dominated my schedule, worrying about him, taking care of him. What do we have to do? Medications. We have to communicate with his doctor. We have to get him settled in. And he was not happy about this change. He was going through a huge change. And my life just got turned upside down, helping him through his change. So when you try to keep your own schedule as regular as possible through this, one thing that we learned with my brother is that if he would just text me, he gets up at 9 o'clock every day to take a medication. He sets his alarm, and he's learned to, at 9 o'clock, text me a couple emojis, anything to just say he's alive. He's not on the floor having a seizure, but he's okay. He doesn't have to talk. He doesn't have to make it a big thing, but it eased the stress in my life. Is like I didn't have to wonder how he was doing. That morning, he checks in. Now, sometimes he forgets to check in, and if I don't get that text by, say, 10 or 10:30, then I call, see if he's okay. Usually he is. He's usually just forgotten to text, or he slept through his alarm. And it helped me get back on some sort of schedule in my own life to counteract that stress that I was going through, adding this whole new element to my life, changing my schedule so completely by adding another person at the age of six. Well, I was 63 at the time, adding a new person into my daily life all of a sudden. So I still have trouble sometimes. I don't play as much pickleball and tennis as I used to. I don't uh, take care of myself often as much as well as I used to do, because there's this ongoing stress of still coping with the situation, but I have managed to do much better. And as I've mentioned in my previous videos, it's okay to take change slowly. I could say, oh yeah, I'm so great, I'm so wise. I got through this change. I'm doing my schedule perfectly despite my brother being part of my life. Yeah, let's be realistic here and allow yourself time. Be patient with yourself through change. That's probably the most important way to cope with change, is to be patient with yourself. And yeah, you need to keep trying. You need to get back on a regular schedule. And like I said, we found this simple way with my brother texting a couple emojis every morning to help keep me on a schedule. It keeps him on a schedule. And I try to reward him. I give him special treats from his favorite restaurants to reward him, to thank him for relieving that stress in my life while we are adjusting to these changes. So with that, see how you can find changes in your life that have thrown you off schedule, and how you can learn ways to get back on schedule yourself. My main website is carewithoutdespair.com. It has my caregiving support group. It also has classes and coaching. And then I also have another website, jeanmcdonald.com, which will have more of my speaking information. And right now, I think it has a lot of the same information as the other site, but they will become more distinct. So thank you for listening. And tomorrow we'll cover number 4 in this list of 10 ways to coach, 10 ways to cope with big change that was put out by Psychology Today, and adding my little personal twist too. So see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.